When planning a city, planners must consider a variety of things. These things include the economy, houses, power, and the food industry. With the economy, planners have to leave enough space for restaurants, entertainment, and for small businesses. It is important that the city has a place for these things because then they can make money to maintain their facilities and to add more things. The more business a city has, then the more people it will have. Another factor that city planners must consider is the schools. Many parents will want to move into cities that have a good school district. Schools should be placed in areas that are near houses so that as many children can attend as possible. This brings me to my next point, houses. Neighborhoods should be in areas that are away from factories and industries because you don't want to have smoke in the air every time you go outside. This is why cities are divided into zones. These zones are the industry zone and then a zone for people. The people zone is not just for neighborhoods. This zone includes places like stores, parks, restaurants, etc. Pretty much any place where we regularly go. Now let's talk about the stuff that we take for granted and probably don't think about. These things like the road system, water, food service, stores, and entertainment. These things are essential for making a city popular. First, I'll explain how water gets to a city. Getting water to a city requires a lot of engineering. Outside the city, on a higher altitude, there's a water reservoir. These reservoirs cover a few acres, as a city requires a tremendous amount of water. Cities use the gravity to transport the water through the pipes. The reservoir is up here and then the city is usually down here compared to it. So then the water flows down and then goes into the city. The next thing I would like to explain is very crucial for a city to have. This is the highway/road system. The reason this is so important in the city is because it allows people to safely travel. Even if there was no road system, people could still travel. However, there would be a lot of chaos because everyone would be trying to go at the same time, and this would certainly cause an accident. When designing roads, planners must understand the traffic patterns in an area. Planners divide traffic into two types. There's commuting traffic and there's cargo traffic. Commuting traffic is in the resident zone and cargo traffic is in the industrial zone. When it comes to designing routes for cargo traffic, people have to consider the roads and the water. Traffic has 4 zones in it: residential, commercial, office, and industrial. Cargo traffic is sent to the industrial zones and the commercial zones. Time slots are made to each shipment that is sent out so that there's no chaos. But all of this changes when it comes to urban traffic planning. The goal is to create a plan that will allow large amounts of vehicles to pass through without any delay. This is related to without any. The goal is to create a plan that will allow large amounts of vehicles to pass through without any delay that is related to a traffic jam. On the interstate, planners must predict how much traffic is expected to come through the highway per day. Based on this, they can add more lanes to a highway if needed. The way that people determine if a highway is busy or not is that they look at the surrounding area. If the highway is near houses or offices, chances are that the highway is going to be busy. But there's one thing that makes the road safe to travel on. These are traffic lights. Traffic lights are used to direct traffic in a pattern. This allows for there to be less accidents. The way planners look for places to put traffic lights, they look for intersections. If intersections did not have traffic lights, they could be very dangerous to travel on. The reason is cars would not know who to let pass through first. Not only would this cause accidents, but this could cause traffic jams. Therefore, traffic lights are very important to the road system. There's another important thing that city planners must add when planning a city. This is electricity. Electricity is essential for a city because it powers many things. It powers houses, restaurants, and other buildings. A city gets their electricity from power stations. For example, Atlanta gets their power from Georgia Power. Next, electricity flows through large transmission lines held up by towers. You can normally see these towers when traveling down the interstate. Finally, electricity flows through large amounts into cities and then into homes and buildings. The last thing, and probably the most important thing that a city needs is the food industry. This does not just include restaurants but also grocery stores. Grocery stores help a city because it helps the franchise and the city make money. Also, the residents will have a place to buy their food from. The same thing applies for restaurants. They can help the city make money and it gives residents a place to eat. Grocery stores buy all their products directly from the producer. This transaction can be very expensive. Therefore, grocery stores rely on customers to earn the money back. In conclusion, we may take what we have in our city for granted: the roads, the power, the food, the homes, the schools. The reality is that cities take a lot of hard work to plan and to build. I hope I've opened your eyes up to how a city is planned. Thank you.